Okay, the first chord I'll be showing you guys is chord number 1. In proper chord notation it's called C. So with our fingers, this is called 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that's your thumb. So what I tend to tell my students to use is use their third finger to do the positioning of the first chord, C. So this chord number 1 or C is on the 3rd fret of your A string. So instead of using this finger, I tell them to use this finger, which I'll show you why later on. So that's your first chord. Your second chord, which is also called F, is over here, 1st fret of the E string and 2nd fret of the G string, using these first 2 fingers here. Second chord is G7th, or what we tend to use instead of the normal G chord. It's much rounder. So this is G7th here, where this is a proper G, but we tend not to use this one. It's too high. Where the G7th is kind of nice and round. It's got a round tone. So we tend to use G7th instead of G. So coming from chord number 2, we leave that finger there in the same position. This finger here, we just drop it down to the 2nd fret of the C string, leaving the first finger on the 1st fret of the E string, and then coming down to the 2nd fret on the A string over here. Taking that off, you can see it there. That's chord number 3 or G7th, and then we come back to chord number 1. Using our 3rd finger. So the reason why I was saying to use your 3rd finger is that when you're going to fret all your other chords, it just stays in that same position, and we don't have to do too much movements with our wrist and our fingers. It all just stays in the same particular place. So the chords we're showing you are 1, 2, 3, back to 1. And a chord that we use to add it on, we'll just call it chord number 4. There's this one up here, 1st fret of the A string, and that tends to add all the other chords together, so you get a looping effect. And those there are the basic chords to our 8-string ukulele.